Bro, that makes no dang sense. Why does this like start stream and then it's like, oh, now you gotta press another button to go live? It's like, nigga, if I press start stream, I want everything to go live all at once. Not I gotta press 17 million buttons just to get something to go live. But okay, we are back to the challenge. A lot has happened. Last week was just a very busy week. We had now you gotta press another button to go live. Okay. Last week was a very busy week. Had two big events, two wine events. So I had to lock in for that, get the teams set and ready for that big bout. But now things are kind of relaxing just slightly again. And we're back to the charts. And in the meantime, let's yell at myself for a little bit too, because I'm down for that. I've been needing to do that since last week. Ooh. Man, so sad. How do we go from $74 down to $45? So let's begin. Well, the biggest thing to say is stupidity. Like, in all due honesty and all due respect, it is stupidity, right? So I told myself I wasn't going to trade unless I'm online. But then it's kind of hard because I can't get my laptop moving, right? So my laptop is usually what I was supposed to use whenever it comes down to Asian sesh, because like I stated, I love to trade Asian sesh and I like to swing into New York sesh. That's kind of like my biggest thing. Well, New York sesh is usually whenever I'm supposed to either A, already be in a trade or getting ready to capture a trade that's going to potentially swing for the next, well, for like the next day or so, right? And that's kind of like the whole point of my swing trading journey. But what I've been finding is that it's been a little bit more problematic since my computer isn't up to be able to do what I need to do in that case. So I've been using my phone in order to counter that. And what did I say last time? I think it was on number 6 is my phone doesn't provide me enough information and it doesn't provide me enough ability to proceed everything. So how am I supposed to know what's my full range if I have it on my computer and not on my phone, right? And so that's technically one of the biggest things that contributed to the loss, I will say. It's just me over trading, something that I've been notorious at. And now if we take a step back and look at what's been going on, right? So originally my goal or plan was take the short from up here, drive it down to here, get out, get back in whenever price action pulls back to potentially this area or even at most this area, then we'll hop back in. So I kept taking stances in this area and even this area for the short because of course that kind of went with my projections and what I was calculating, right? We had this area at which I was trying to get in for the short coming into this zone. It backfired on me. We were able to hop in, get some shorts going, but also at the same time, it didn't really stick. I ended up taking a loss. One thing that I really don't like about FIFO in this case is going to be the fact that we're looking at first in, first out. But the thing is you can't deal with the first in until you've dealt with taking it out first. So like if I place 2 trades simultaneously, right? I can't get into the first trade, put my stop loss in TP, because then it's going to say I need to deal with the FIFO rules. So I'm guessing that there has to be something. So I found that there's a counter to that. I can't do it on MetaTrader 4, but I can do it on my phone that's connected to the MetaTrader platform. And that allows me that ability to kind of play around with it. So in this case, what we're looking at is price action did not go with what I was expecting. I wasn't able to stream last week, so these were just trades that I was taking based upon my original assessment of the situation, where we're going to see continuations towards the sells, or in this case, the bears. So I was expecting price action to hit here. I was tired like always. Ain't no shame in my game. So in this case, I took a few L's. We did get like a little baby wins, but of course, as you can see how price action hit, we had a complete reversal. Now, this is the part that kind of annoys me, right? So I took screenshots of it just to make sure, and I have it on my phone, just to make sure I get this as accurate as possible. You see this motherfucking line right here, right? Because it literally was here. I had two entries. One entry was somewhere like up here, and the other one was at the very end of this wick. And how do I know it was at the end of this wick? Because I fucking screenshotted that bitch on my phone because I was pissed the fuck off. So I told myself I wasn't going to enter into a trade unless it reached certain milestones, right? So let's put this here, right? Let's drop down to the hour. So that puts us here in this zone. So I'm going to tell y'all, well, I'm telling myself this because I'm doing this for myself. But if anybody is watching, I'm also going to say this out loud. This shit be really annoying whenever your spread is what determines you getting in and out of a trade. Whenever it comes down to TP or SLs, take profit or stop losses. So in this case, right, I had my sell limit in underneath this goddamn stick right here. You see this little, you see that little just touch? Yes. My entry on my photo was right the fuck here. Look. This is what literally made me say fuck all this right now. You see, I was about 0.0002 or 3 away from actually being tapped in. Well, I would say I was about like a pip and a half away from actually being tapped in. If we were to go off of true value, like the actual set value or price point. Because if you see over here at my top left, we have sell, and as you see, it's 5-1, 6-6. Whenever it comes down to the buys, those are your kind of like entries whenever you do get in based upon spread and all that other stuff, all the other jargon. Those are your entry levels that you're getting in. But in this case, the spread tapped me in, and I wasn't suspecting to get in. So spread taps me in. I'm not even on the charts. This is later in the day. Spread taps me in. I wake up to a margin call on my phone from my notification from Oanda. And I said, what do you mean margin call? It should have never touched because I had it to where if it did touch, it was supposed to blow through. And so I get on, nigga, I am down 100 fucking pips. I was frustrated. Mind you, 100 pips on a 0.01 is $10. It's 10 cents per pip on a 0.01, right? So I was down $10 on the account. Mind you, at this point, I had already taken like a few dollar trade losses. Let's see if I can actually... Nope, don't need to do that. Let's see. So let's go into account history. Where are you? Right here. You see, I was down $10 on it. I was blessed because I was like, fuck it, I'm already down 10. What's the worst that can happen to me at this point, right? So I said, fuck it. I held on to it. Typically, if you don't know much about EU moves, I wouldn't even say sporadically. There's usually a just to his means. On average, without News's assistance, you're going to be looking at about 40 to at most probably 75, 80 pip moves on average without news assistance, right? That means that you're probably going to have some PMI, mid-range news or speeches and all that stuff. So it's not really going to make too big of a difference. But in this goddamn case, we had about 7 to 8 PMI newses strike all at once for Euro positives. I was like, you son of a biscuit, no gravy or mac and cheese in that bitch. So I tried to see if there's a way for me to mitigate my losses, which I believe that's where this trade came in. Let me check, because that was the 19th. I did take another secondary trade, and I believe that it had to be this, because if you look at the time intervals, it kind of matches up. So I took a secondary trade trying to see if I can mitigate my losses. It actually did help for a little, I will say. I should have taken out whenever I dropped it down to from, it was $10 of a loss or 100 pips with the addition of my secondary entry, right? I had dropped it from me being down 100 pips to me being down 30 pips. And my dumb self was not taking into account that we didn't blow past my area that I had suspected, right? So that meant that we weren't going to get the continuations for the shorts. We had bulls stepping in, right? Instead of bears, which is typically what I go for, is the bear section. So what I should have did is, instead of me sitting here trying to, you know, go with the flow, like what the hell, how far is that anyways? So, oh, it actually went further, bro. I was down $100 or $15. Son of a biscuit, man. I didn't even notice that. So this was the lowest that it actually went. I think I exited somewhere around here, right? So I got in, supposedly got in here. Price actions score, or bro, I'm too frustrated to even say the words properly. Soared. I was able to get in for a secondary entry. I think it was somewhere like right here, because it moved just enough for me to drop my loss from 100 pips down to like 30 pips with the addition of it. But since I didn't get out, it ended up working against me, turning me from a 30 pip loss to about around like a 88 pip loss. So I'm still happy that I didn't lose 15 pips after I just looked at it again. But golly. So as you can see, then we turned around, took another few losses. So last week, I shouldn't really trade whenever I have a lot of stuff going for the company. I'm finding that is not the smartest thing, because whenever it comes down to actually trading Forex, you need to be locked the fuck in. You need to be on point. You can't allow outside forces to really tamper or like sway you into other directions whenever it comes down to it. So in this case, I messed up not being locked in, which compelled me to hop in and out of so many different trades, which undoubtedly dropped the account from $74 down to $45. So we grew the account from 50 to 74, and then we dropped it all the way down to 45 based upon stupidity, not being able to comprehend, well, not taking into account, not comprehend, but not taking into account your sell limits being triggered by the spreads. And since the spreads are so volatile, you got to take into account the extremes. So in this case, I took into account probably a 1.3 of a spread change, but not to the exaggeration of what their spread changes typically are. So for EU, I've been trading EU literally off and on for 3 years. It has been my main pair. So I feel like EU is like my older brother in this case, right? So EU spreads go from, on slow times, 1.2 at the lowest. Like, you may be blessed to get like a 1.1 on the spread, but a more accurate assessment is literally a 1.3. And it goes up to a 1.7 on a consistent basis. You can get a 1.9 on very volatile moments, such as big news coming in. Then you could see spread jump up. Like here, EU is at 1.6. We're going to watch this for a second. You saw it go up to 1.7. Now it's at 1.7. Come on, play around. 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. So as you see, is usually staying around the 1.2 or in between the 1.2 to 1.7 range. You're going to see it since market is about to open up in about 15 minutes. You're not really going to see it drop down to that 1.2. Typically, you'll see it drop down to that 1.2 whenever it starts to slow up. So after the New York session, whenever you start to get into the Asian session to London session, you're usually going to see those numbers hit around there. But in this case, I didn't take into account that. It screwed me over, which caused me to lose such a drastic amount on the account without me expecting it. and simultaneously I had the company to focus on. So long story short, I wanted to kick myself in the fucking nuts this whole time because of that. And I'm finally happy that I'm able to reprimand myself on this day 7 of my trading. So let's get into it. We're going to watch this swing trade that I got into yesterday on my computer. Okay. It was yesterday during the day on the computer. So, I'm fixing some of those issues. And in this case, it really did help with kind of my entry and figuring out exactly when do I need to get in. Dutch. I know, bro. I'm thinking about getting me some ginger beer today. If all in all due honesty, I'd rather just make ginger beer. So I'm wondering, how do you even make ginger beer? Actually, hold up, man. I'm about to do research because we're not really going to take any moves. I'm maxing out my account right now. I'm pretty confident that we should see potential continuations in favor of the Bears. But honestly, if it keeps holding here, I realize that I can't go off of the 15-minute. That's one thing that's been really stunting my growth, is because since I am mostly a swing trader, 15 minutes are great for day traders, right? Because day trading, you're needing to look at minimum information, but you're needing to know the highs and lows of where you could be particularly trading in ranges or quick breakouts, etc. But since I'm mostly trading off the day's movements, if I'm going to be frank, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm trading off the day's movement, like, look at this candle. We have very strong bearish momentum. Then at the same time, what I find is throughout the daily candle, usually from 4 p.m. the day before all the way to New York sesh, or I don't even know if you call that Asian. I think it's London sesh, wouldn't it be? Let me check. Is it the odds? Let me verify this real quick. Let me just verify, because there is something that usually kind of pops in and out, and that's going to be like your time zones, right? Forex time zones. Okay. So you got your Forex time zones. And let me get it pulled up. Hey, take the shit up in my cup. Never give a fuck about you. You a chump. Now, let's look at it. We got Germany. We got Great Britain, aka London, New York, Australia, Japan. And in this case, right, as you can see, it's showing that it's closed for Australia. Well, technically, Australia and Japan are the same. Oh, wait. Australia and Japan are the same if we're going off of this. New York sesh. Oh, I think everything is 2 hours ahead. No, wait. Okay, wait a second. Because that's saying PM, and I keep forgetting that whenever we're looking at the actual charts themselves, they're a little bit different. Sadly, I can't pull the time zones up. That's the one thing that's kind of annoying with it, right? Oh, wow, look at that. So this is actually going to tell us our win-loss if we have to be honest. I've lost 2,000 volumes and I've won 2,856 volumes, which I'm guessing volumes is talking about pips. I'm guessing that that's what that means. But in any case, since there's not much going on, I'm probably going to end up playing this new hunting game that I got. Since all I'm doing is just waiting, right? I have nothing else to do. Okay. That's what you call perfectionism at its finest right there. So in any case, we're not really going to see much movements at the moment. We got 10 minutes. I don't believe that we have any news. Let me check one more time. I didn't really see any news. Last time I checked, yeah. We don't really have any news coming in during the time that I'll be on, right? So don't really have to think about news too much. That means that we're going to have a natural movement based upon two countries duking it out to see who has better currency valuation. In this case, it's time for your boy to hop on. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's called the Hunter Call of the Wild. I am a huge fan of hunting. So I wonder if the world see the rain hit my window pane, or is just this cloud over me. But fuck it, I'ma dress for the weather. I just look in the mirror, I'm the realest motherfucker. Copy that. Really appreciate my operations manager. I'm the realest motherfucker y'all see is me and my reflection. Sometimes I lead off a question. I don't trust another that's heading our direction. Nobody buying all the tables closer to our section. Young offering protection. That's what these guns are for. Hold me down when it sounds like wolves on my calves. I come to this rap shit, make you niggas act different. I see all the game, I just bought my league pass. Nigga, I've been watching. Yeah, I've been watching. Police watching what I do. Used to running out of option. See his choppers got binoculars. So you can drop, sip, and choose. You can share or your family. Is you family, you family. I put the seam on the salary. I understand if you mad at me, I'm looking like a lick. So I brought some red cams with straps and can nigga shoot your shit off like it's crap. And I don't know if the world see the rain in my window pane or it's just this cloud over me. Ooh, RJ, Mr. LA, bro. Ooh. All right, be right back. Oh, by the way, so I do want to say that there is a possibility that I do hop out of this trade, but it all goes down to a few variables, right? Of course, I'm not going to want to lose our 120 pip gain that we have here. I'd rather pocket the 120 pip gain, wait for the retracements, then hop back in is kind of like the main thing that I will be looking for. Now, in other words, there is another trade that I'm in, and it's not showing up here because it's too small of an entry, but I can see it on my phone, and we are up 1.4 pips on it. So just to showcase where it's at, It's actually near where current price value is. Let me do this. It is at 1.1307.1. So this is where my current third candle is, or third entry is, and that's going to be 250 units. So to do a 0.01 lot, which is a micro lot, the lowest micro lot that I can put here, that is 1,000. So this is a fourth of that, at which that's why it's not able to show up. If you don't, what the, boy. But first I need to actually change this up. It's not supposed to be, oh wow. Hold me down like hounds on wheels on my calves. How comes this rap shit make you nigga act different? I see all the games, I just bought my league pass. So that right there is where the entry is that y'all can't see. Now I'll be right back. Man, I had to release the Kraken. Oh, that felt good. Okay, so now we're back at it. It looks like we're up 132 pips. Or 130, let's just put it there. I'm going to continue my hunt because hey, I got me a duck, baby. Let's go. I got me a female 1.38 kilogram black brown. Wait, what? Oh, bro, I'm starting to trip out. That thing said black brown. I was like, wait, what? Um, it's a bronze trophy. I mean, it ain't bad. It ain't bad. Where did I shoot it at? Oh, clipped his wing. There we go. I'm happy. I've been trying to figure out exactly like how to play this game, what's the lead, because it doesn't tell you any of this information. Let me see if I go to my weapons. Is it gonna like show me center eliminator, jackrabbit collar, deer? Oh, whoa. Oh, I got skills? Bro, I didn't even know I had skills in this game. I come this rap shit, make you niggas act different. I see all the games, I just bought my league pass. Cause me on some real shit. Alright, looks like retracements is happening. Let's see what it looks like on a lower time frame. 15 minutes. Oh, we just hit market open. No wonder. So let's watch it from a 30-minute standpoint. See what it does here. What I don't want to see is price action hold this area. Then it makes a dub. At which we can see price action starting to creep back up to the 14 MA before it tries to make another decision. Me personally, I'm not getting jiggy with that. Heard that. Where you at, baby? It's a moose. 160 to 230 meters away. It's 809. There he is. He's a minor. Should have shot him right in his lung. That should have dropped him. What? It didn't drop him? Hell no. That's 2 shots to his lung. As long as the bullets act properly. Looks like price action tested out the my last entry for that micro lot. Well, micro lot, I would say. Very low blood marks. Interesting. Oh, non-vital organ hit. Okay, so I did hit an organ, but it just wasn't vital. Okay. Very low blood sugar. That's it's a good thing that I switched up my direction. Seems like the moose actually ran into the way that I was not about to head. So it's just my caliber. I'm shooting too low of a round, or too weak of a round to penetrate and do as much damage. So it seems like the 243 win isn't good enough for mooses. It may not be good enough for bears either, so I'm gonna have to use at least 3 rounds on a bear. Okay, I'm heading into the right direction though. Moose should be that way. There it is. I want this moose. That bullet didn't do as much damage as I was hoping. Oh, that was a deer. Now a deer I can hit with this. This is still on a run. And I found my moose that I've been looking for. I need to switch over to the high ground. Is that where he went? Or is this another deer or a moose? Maybe I shouldn't even go after mooses right now. I do not have this penetrating power and the stopping power right now. He's still bleeding. There's his movements. So he been dipped. Yeah, he was in a run. As long as I keep the high ground, we should be good. He's still bleeding, it looks. Yeah, I'm getting the high ground. I need to go for a headshot to end this. Yeah, he's a smart moose. He should stay in brushes and shit. That's what I would do. You want to stay in a position, in a place. Man, it looks like that moose got away from me. Can't keep focusing on that moose. I don't have the stopping power, so it's just gonna be a tit for tat. Yes, they're walking in that direction. Okay, I see what you're doing, EU. What are you trying to do, though? They just finished eating. After being attacked by that dang moose. Oh, that looks so much better. What happens if you die? You just like restart? I guess we'll check. Think says you got knocked out by gravity. Do I respawn with like full ammo? Nah. The fuck was that? think I got one. Or at least I should have gotten one. Oh, got it. Straight headshot. Oh. 243 soft point bullet. Distance 51. Weapon score 26. They gave me a good amount. Harvest saves, baby. Dang. I'm gonna need me a new sniper though, for real. I need something with a little bit more punch. Now, it's looking like we may be getting out of this trade. Here in a little bit, we'll see. Here, geese. We got 4 minutes left for this 15-minute candle. But I'm more so rather curious to see exactly how the 30-minute candle's looking. There is a hawk. Yeah, I'm not liking this momentum that is picking up. Very huge momentum shifts. We wasn't able to break through. At that point, we're probably not going to stay in. It's holding. See if it drops us down to 70 pips. There's no news, so right now this is just natural movement. Let's see what a coyote looks like in this game. It's just my screen. Not too pleased with how this candle is starting to move. I would need some shorts to get into the market now. We're going to see new 15-minute candle. Man, I really want to see how a rabbit looks in this game too. I want to see what a coyote. I've already seen what a black bear, what a deer looks like, a whitetail. Seems like we're back up to 100 pips on a gain. Literally right after I say that, retraces a decent amount. Looks like we have 5 minutes left for this 30-minute candle. Yeah, if it's actually gonna hold in Bull's favor, then I might as well just drop out. We're not about to play that game. Anything putting us above 50 is a big win right now. So They shouldn't be able to fly. They're fat as fuck. Very old droppings. That's moose footprints. It says that it was in this area, but I don't think that this thing is faster than me, so Got 20 minutes left of this candle. And if it's not really going to make any moves right here, then I might as well get off and get started on my day. Oh, I just made myself a blind. Come on, that was a headshot, but I just don't do as much damage, man. Last 15-minute candle of this hour. Let's see how far we've come right now. Let's see how far we've come. And I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come right now. Far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Now we finally gonna get the rejection from the 14 in May to a Bears possession. Come on, I've been waiting for an hour for you to make up your mind. Oh, they can't fly. I should have hit it. Yo, I did hit it. Let's go. Oh shit. I think I got two. Got it in the stomach, baby. Believe I got two. That other bullet may have been a tad shy. Oh, is this him? Got him. Okay, now we're getting our shorts, baby. Let's go. All right, now let me go help out this dude. And then we have 8 minutes left, and then we'll be hopping off. I might keep it going for another 30 minutes just to have more information that I can always... Okay. Oops, camp should be like right here. From what it seems like, it's a moose. Oh, that's a black bear, though. I for sure don't mind hunting a black bear right now. I'll tell you one thing. We're out in the forest, so person ends up missing. I mean, shit happens. Oh, gave me 2,500 for that. Let's go. Four minutes left, or less than 4 minutes left. Oh, in this case, it's just a blind, standing blind. Let's see how far we've come. Now the question is, are we gonna stay with this momentum, or are we just gonna reverse back into favor of the Bears? I mean the Bulls. Okay, now it's my cue to get off, but I'll keep it on for another 30 minutes. I'm very curious to see if we're going to be able to break through and just keep dropping beneath this previous support. If we can, then that's great. As you can see, I'm yawning like a mug. If we can't, then that's no bueno. So in this meantime, might as well just let it just have its field day. Let's see how we ended off on the hour. We held, so we could see this candle continuing.
two brothers, John and Hugh Stevenson. So the brothers were originally slate cutters, but they actually started brewing their own beer around 1793, and then they were like, well, why can't we just start distilling our own whiskey? So then that's when 1794 came around, they started doing their own distillation, and they started making whiskey. The distillery is located on the west side of Scotland, and actually, the distillery was there first. So, until next time, guys, drink up. Richie T here, and today we're talking about Open 14. So the Open Distillery was actually established in 1794 by two brothers, John and Hugh Stevenson. So the brothers were originally slave cutters, but they actually started brewing their own beer. So 100% experiment cats, 100% American oak, so it's got the fat Wilton and Trent. So it's called this strand. It's aiming for a little bit more approachable, fruity, kind of easy to drink Scotch whiskey. Their fermentation process, which most distilleries they ferment for about 2 days, they'll actually go for about 5 days, which is said to bring out a lot more fruit characteristics, sweet notes, and just make it a lot more easy and smooth to drink. Let's give it a taste. A lot of honeycomb, and of course vanilla from those ex-bourbon casks, a lot of vanilla. Good bite. Look at that good bite too. Look at that color. You can see that color on it. You also get a sea salt caramel. So it's right there on the open bay. It's right there by the ocean. So it's getting a little bit of saltiness in those barrels for sure. Very good for someone that wants to kind of dip into the Scotch world if you're a bourbon drinker or just in general. The love I have for my homie is vicious. I'm coming for you. I'm not coming for anyone else. I'm gonna come for you from my heart. So, if you got me, you making my money triple up. You care about my kids. You care about me. I'm coming for you. You could be like, all right, watch. I call my man. And I'm gonna pull up. That's what type of nigga I am. As women who want dudes of value, want to build your dude up to be like valuable. When them niggas fall off, pick them niggas up and then tell them like, nigga, you're him. What are you doing? Like, you acting sad, that's sweet. Talk to me like that. Like, nigga, you're really him. Boom, that's what make me him again. That's a secret. The love I have for my homie. Richie T here, and today we're talking about I just want to see it's practice work here. Scene here. Always in the building. Create the scene, create the atmosphere. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it. Well, it's still raining outside. It is nice outside. It's nice. Okay, cool. It's nice because you put in this thing. And y'all shout out to everybody that showed love. And we did. Y'all stay tuned. Few more episodes, 526 episodes. She made it. much easier to do than you think. Here's exactly how to do it. First,
So what's wrong with these burger buns? Once you ask, what's wrong with these burger buns? Due to a production mishap, their bottoms are slightly curved instead of flat. Traditional grocery stores wouldn't sell these in perfect brioche buns, but Misfits Market can. About 78 million tons of food goes to waste in the U.S. every year.
big bang. Thanks up.
You
Yes, we're gonna go too simple about it.
and let you touch your hand.
So then how do you get consent? You just have to know.
Yeah.
But isn't that going around consent by just...
So you should know.
Now this is crazy. I would just give my opinion here, and this is just based on me. If you're comfortable enough to meet up with me at a restaurant, and you're comfortable enough watching me pull my wallet out of my back pocket to pay for that bill, you better be comfortable enough holding my hand. I just never started hearing that women have normalized going on dates with men that they're not interested in for free food, and then demonizing men for assuming that the woman's interested in them for accepting the date. And I know there's a line of expectation, but come on now, holding hands, the brother just paid $90. Don't even hate with something. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something. So my best friend went to a baby shower on Saturday, and he was just like, you know what? You know how your audience has been telling you you look like Denzel? I'm just like, yeah, I think it's weird. He's like, I see you. I'm just like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, when you smile a certain way and your face bunches up, it looks like Denzel smiling. And I was just like, what? He's like, yeah, I should have screenshotted it and sent to you, but I can see what they're saying. He's like, is that what you guys are seeing? When I smile a certain way, it looks like Denzel.
Thing is fine. You're not wasting his time. So give him a chance. Who's single here? Come kiss him. Come here. Come here. Stand up. Stand up, bro. You're about to lose your man. Stand up. Give her a kiss real quick. Stupid ass. Another one. What the fuck? Another one. Give her another one. What the fuck? Hey, go sit with her. Go sit with her. Go sit with her. Go. Follow her. Follow her. That who said woman can return a man? Third part 5.
Man. In other words,
The content you are making it exclusively for other men around the world to play with their businesses. That's your clientele, right? So is it okay for a man you're potentially dating to say, listen, I don't want my woman making content like that?
Insecure. What?
I think that's insecure.
Very. Because why is what someone else is doing with their body bothering him so much?
Because he's looking to have a wife and have kids.
So I think it's insecure for someone to think that someone without their clothes on.
So this is one of the beautiful things about monogamous relationships. Two people come together and say, listen, this is an aspect of our life, of our being that we are going to give exclusively to each other, and that's why it's special. We've agreed on that. Those are our rules.
Still post like photos.
So I'm asking, is it reasonable if a guy doesn't want you to
Is
do that?
he gonna be completely like monogamous to her?
Totally.
All about her obsessed, like you're my.
She's not.
that's what monogamy is. You're both holding together.
He's not side chicks. Is that fair?
I want a guy that's cool with it. Like, but what if he's doing everything else that you want him to? Like, what do you want your man to do? You want him to pay for everything? Like, if he's paying for everything already, and then he's saying that he doesn't want you to do this, how come you can't make that sacrifice for him? I'd rather find someone that will pay for everything and will also show me off. Cool.
She doesn't want a man, she wants a simp. And since she's dealt with only simps her whole life, she thinks that men are simps. No respectable man who cares about his image or his family's honor or his last name is going to marry him. That is part of the bigger thing that we don't talk about, like that women are just so used to simps. They're so used to men doing these things. They think this is normal, but not normal men are like this. Woman who does OnlyFans or has done OnlyFans. And if that man does exist, they are far few in between. There are many more OnlyFans women than there are respectable men who would date a face just blew off. To be honest.
Excuse me? Excuse me? It's beautiful. Like, they call me off guard.
We didn't ask you. We asked the more beautiful one. Not you. Or not ask.
You're talking to your friend. Oh, you can tell me. No, I was talking to her. You do that every day. Oh, that's great.
She gets her whole personality from feminists on TikTok. Ladies, if you have a friend that acts like this, she's not your friend. She's a hater. She's upset that you got approached and she didn't. And by the way, this is not a new feeling. Every time y'all go out, she's upset that you're the pretty one and you get approached more than she does. She's not your friend. She's a hater.
Hey, man.
Speaking of hatery,
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I do OnlyFans, but for my dominatrix shit, I don't do like actual OnlyFans like that. Like I'm Eggman.
Wait, you put it in.
Only when I get paid, obviously, but yeah. I'm a dominatrix. What the fuck? Hurry up.
so many women that think that, high echelon men really want to get dominated all the time. Maybe there's one or two. Maybe. But most high echelon men I know like to dominate because that's what they did in their life. Dominate.
That motherfucker on his knees this whole time.
No, he was like on the floor laying and like we're like on top of him.
Don't look at him, say crawl back to me. I want to see if this is true. I don't believe it.
Crawl back to me.
Why you no wait, where? Why you no wait, where? Why you no wait, where?
Fuck up my corn. One more fucking time. You're taking me to the bathroom like a fucking horsey. Hurry the fuck up. Oh, back there. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, so it's cool when she do it. But when I do it, it's called domestic violence. Except when it ain't easy. That brother's a simple source. It's a simple apocalypse out here. The number of men that will do anything for female attention just always baffles me.
Just scared though. Take my balls. 1.4 million women in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. I decided to Google the number of OnlyFans workers. And when I tell you guys this number, I want you to remember sex work is an industry for young women. And so the majority of this number is going to come from Gen Z. I found out 1.4 million women in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. What percent of women, how many women in America are between 18 to 24? I find out roughly 10 million women.
Over 1/10 of women are on OnlyFans. Holy cow.
So, just on OnlyFans alone, 10% of women in that age group are on OnlyFans. So, there's only 10 million women between 18 to 25. Then I decided to think more about the consumers. Who is consuming OnlyFans?
I think numbers.
And I found
A lot of you guys are like saying the numbers a little wrong because there's probably one guy that's subbed like 9 different women, which I can see very possible.
out that 82 million American men subscribe to OnlyFans. Now, to think about how big that number is, how many people are in America? 165 million men are in the United States. And they're telling me that 82 million out of 162 million are subscribed to OnlyFans.
And I agree with you guys when you actually do break down the numbers in my head. Like 50%, probably not. Maybe the 20% that are subbed to like multiple women are getting counted multiple times in all of these sub counts and stuff. So yeah, it doesn't seem like we're 50% of men. Most of the people I know around me anecdotally don't have or aren't subscribed to OnlyFans. I don't really look at OnlyFans, so I don't feel it is correct.
Out of the 82 million men subscribed to OnlyFans, 90% are married.
turning to slaves to their impulses towards men. This is why a lot of women think that men are stupid, because they learn at an early age that they can get whatever they want from a man if they just use their sexuality. A lot of us are dumb. Well, and that's the funniest part about it to me. It's the thing that women hate the most about men, but it's also the thing that gives women a lot of the power. But that's neither here nor there, though. Now that the Kraken's out of the cage, is going to consume everything. I don't know very many societies that survive this level of sexual immorality, and usually sexual immorality comes towards the end. There is no net benefit of legalized prostitution in society. Now, you can argue if liberally people should be able to do it anyway because it's just a transaction, but that's more of a freedom argument than it is a net benefit argument, and there is no net benefit to society for legalizing prostitution and pushing it to people, especially to kids on TikTok. It's going to destroy marriages, it's going to destroy families, it's going to destroy children, it's going to destroy men financially, and it's going to destroy women mentally. The only people who are going to benefit from this are the people who own the massive platforms, and the only people who are going to survive this are the people who have discipline. Let me know in the comments below if this video was a WRL. Link in the HBO special, that's our brother out special. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. Till next time. Oh, I don't agree with you guys that 25% close to 1/3. They should definitely have more like 50% of men. There's definitely some men out there are subject to multiple women's accounts, so they kind of got counted multiple times. So, yeah, so definitely give us a lot of the younger generation. Just why the older generation? Because they're willing to pay for corn. They really are. I think we
You can go your whole life without paying for corn.
but nowadays, they subscribe to corn.
All right, as you can see, price action has moved us to 140 pips gained.
A quiet Colorado community is stunned when a 10-year-old girl vanishes on her way to school. Chilling discoveries over the coming weeks turn a desperate search into a grim homicide investigation until the shocking moment a teenager confesses to police. The only problem is the critical evidence that says he had nothing to do with it. I have proof that I did it. There is no other question. You should have to send squad car and I will answer all the questions that you want to ask. The following report is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. On the afternoon of October 5th, 2012, a desperate mother in Westminster, Colorado calls 911 to make a heartbreaking report.
Okay. At the current moment, it doesn't seem like there's anything else that I will be gaining from this. So let's wrap it up. Today is May 28th, Wednesday. We are currently up 142 pips.
News of 10-year-old Jessica's disappearance will soon grip the entire community, but ending early
All right. That has been updated. Now, the only thing that I'm going to do is move around some of my stop losses. Just because I don't see the need in losing what doesn't need to be lost, you know? Like a minimum, we're going to make 10. That's the main one. That means that we're gaining a minimum of $9.64 there. And then a minimum of $3.70 here. When looking at it from like the 4-hour standpoint, we have an hour and a half left, right? So I'm not wanting to pull out because we could potentially drop down to here, which is an extra 30-ish pips, right? That's what I like to see. Well, we're going to let winners run, and we're going to call it there. So far, as y'all see, ending off today with a beautiful play, 155 pip gain. But since we haven't taken out or pulled out of it yet, we can't verify that. That's why I'm not going to be putting it in the description of this video or anything. But with that being the case, y'all stay beautiful, stay positive, and stay blessed. And I'll catch you, or Sydney, I'll catch you tomorrow morning to get it started. And if anything changes, I'll probably throw up like a quick live stream tonight just to show if I hop into another trade or something, because we have the margin. Right now we have 14 in margin, which is pretty dang good. So catch you later.